Good morning, everyone. It's MONDI Juma here from the Man United Agenda here with TalkMU, and we're going to discuss the Champions League draw. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yes, as you might have just heard, Man United have been drawn against PSG in the Champions League. And how are you doing, TalkMU? Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good, bro. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, good. Just watched the draw. Just going to read out the other results just to get some perspective. Benfica playing Real Madrid, Villarreal, who are in our group, they got Man City, Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich, Austrian Red Bull Salzburg against Liverpool, Inter Milan versus Ajax, Sporting Lisbon versus Juve, Chelsea versus Lille, and of course PSG starting at home against Manchester United. So, what's your first thoughts there about getting PSG again?
Well, we did speak about this last night, and it was like, oh yeah, you know what? It's going to obvious that we're going to get PSG, but I didn't think for 1 minute that we would, because it's highly unlikely. But again, we get PSG. It's Lionel Messi against Cristiano Ronaldo, which I'm sure both of those two players will be pleased about. You know what I mean? From the point of view that it's, listen, I mean, overall we've had some good results against them, haven't we? That's not it's not something that I'm too concerned about. That I'm scared of them or anything like that. I think we've got enough to beat them, especially now under Ranić.
Yeah, just to go. Speaking of results, obviously we played them 4 times since 2019. So the previous result was in the knockout rounds. This is 2019. We had Lukaku. So if you can think back to that sort of time at Manchester United, and we lost the home ground. The first game was at home. This is knockout stages. We lost the first game 2-0. Didn't score a goal at home. They got 2 away goals. But then obviously we went to Paris and we won 3-1. Which was great. And then obviously last season, we won away 2-1, like as we did. We always win there. And then this is in the group stages. We were also grouped up with Red Bull and Istanbul as well. And then so we beat them 2-1 away, and then we lost 3-1 at home. Against PSG. So obviously the teams have changed, managers changed for both. They've got Poch, the guy who was always linked to Manchester United, and like you say, we've got a new manager, and we're just starting out. So by the time the game comes around, which is going to be the 15th of February and the 8th of March, we might have a whole new team, and we might be playing a whole great new brand of football, so it might not seem so daunting. But is it daunting for you hearing that PSG? Because they're one of the giants at the moment, aren't they? Even though they've never won a Champions League, they've got the money, the investment, they've got all the players as well. So is it daunting? Were you gutted?
Not really. I mean, obviously we would always want to have a, shall we say, maybe an easier on paper game, to start with, to get you kind of into the flow. However, I just think because of who we are, some of the players that we've got, I think, you know what, why not? Why not take one of the big boys down early on? You know what I mean? I'm pretty confident that we can pull a number on them. Like I say, yeah, they've got some unbelievable players, but as we know, it hasn't been a bed of roses for Pochettino, has it? Really, And by the time this game comes around, I mean, we've got to think about, one, are we still going to have some of the players that are there right now after the January window, and 2, are we going to have new faces? You know what I mean? So that's a big possibility, Monday, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, totally as well. I think PSG, when you look at them on paper, they've got some fantastic players. I mean, but I did watch them in the group stage. They were paired up with Manchester City, and the game that was played in Paris was one of the best games I've seen so far this year in the Champions League. But the major difference was Man City were a team, and Paris were full of like individuals. So obviously up front, let's reel them off: Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. But the problem is what they're getting a lot of criticism for, especially which was highlighted in the game against Man City, who played as a team. They weren't tracking back. It was like they were just sitting up front, not coming back, and their teammates had to just soak up all the pressure. And in the end, it got too much for them. So I don't think they're well oiled or well drilled yet. And I think there's a lot of issues for such a big club and for Poch as well to get them all playing and find out the right system for them. But it seems like he's not picking the side. It seems like these guys have to play because of their names and endorsement and everything. And unfortunately, it's all right doing well in the French league, you know, but people call it Farmers League. I don't think it's quite like that, but it's still quite. They won 2-0 against Monaco yesterday at home, you know, and Monaco are probably one of the better teams in the league. So they've done that. Came second in the group stage behind Manchester City, but clearly there's a lot of work to do to get them drilled into some sort of a package, which is going to be they want to deliver the Champions League in.
Well, I mean, like you say, you reel off those three names and it fills you with anybody with dread. But having said that, you consider the approach Rangnick is taking right now at the club. Take into account what we just spoke about with the additions, new additions, players moving on. I think we can keep them quiet, if I'm honest. If we, you know, when we talk about keeping a good shape, keeping it solid, blocking them out, managing the game, you know, controlling the game, which, okay, in the last game, we didn't seem to have as much control as we would have liked. I know it was a league game, but even so, the form, etc. But you know what? I just think this will be something that Ralph Rangnick will be rubbing his hands together at. I don't think Ralph Rangnick will be worried at all about this. I think he will see it as a challenge and he'll think, you know what? Yeah, now then, this is you know, he can get the players up for it. He can get them, you know, in the right frame of mind and everything else. And like we say, we have got a little bit of time now to prepare ourselves for such a game. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And like I say, I'm pretty confident we can pull a number on these guys.
Yeah, me too. Like I'm at the stage now where I feel that we're on the march, and I don't fear no team. There's not a team out there I really fear. So why not get PSG now and take them out? You know, that's just one less team to play if we're going to march all the way to the trophy. If that's what we're going to do, I've got a lot of confidence now, and I think all the fans now have got a lot more confidence. This was under Ole, even though Ole had a decent record, 2 wins against PSG versus 2 losses. We still would have been a little bit confident, but now with Ralph on board, it seems like I'm not fearful, especially by the time we go for a January transfer window and more training, more drills to get the system right. So I've got a few comments here. Box says bring it on, so he's confident. Looks like they may redo the draw after the Farmers won. Okay, so obviously when they were doing the draw, we initially got Villarreal picked to play them in the knockout rounds, but obviously we just played Villarreal in the group stages, so something was amiss there. Mike Green saying redraw needs to happen, saying it's a scandal and corruptness and all this kind of thing, but you know, I'm happy. Look, guys, let's just take PSG. Doesn't matter. We've got to play them sometime, haven't we? Obviously we can't play English clubs as well, and there's 4 of them, so it just limits things, doesn't it? If United complaining their redraw and we get Bayern Munich instead or something. Rebel says complete botch with the draw. Bring on PSG. UEFA botched the draw. Should have restarted the draw and got the next unseeded team. What a game! It has it all. Says Jackie. What are you guys doing up so early? Don't you guys work? Christian Times says it's whether United feel they look like kitty cats or not now. Okay. Daily Mail reporting a possible redraw. Okay, as we speak, I know you've got to trust Rebel's sources. He never messes up apart from once when he said, what did he say? He said that Steve Bruce was coming into Man United. Yeah, but anyway, we trust you, Rebel. We trust you. Okay, so yeah, they're all talking about maybe a redraw. Got Pete Rock in the house. Donnarumma, that's one of the Italian striker from AC Milan, they've signed on a free, I think it was. United can't ask for it because we look weak. Okay, so there's a lot of but let's just get behind it now. It's going to be PSG. We're going to take them and we're going to take them out, I believe.
Do you know what?
We've got to aim high, haven't we, Talk MU?
Yeah, and for me, would this actually, thinking about it, would this be a better game for Ralph Rangnick to go into? I mean, with it being a European game, you know what I mean? Rather than, because we know the English Premier League is, when new managers come in who've not managed in that league before, it is quite an ask because it is not like any other league. Let's have that right first and foremost. So, in terms of European football, I think he's got a lot more, shall we say, in his locker in that respect. So for me, maybe this is something that, like I say, Ralph Rangnick will be thinking, you know what? Yes. Looking at that squad that he's got right in front of him, you know, he may be thinking, you know what? I'm sure he'll be confident himself. And when it does come out, the press conference, for get his reaction on this, I'm sure you'll see him full of confidence, and maybe, he will be speaking positively, I'm sure, about the fact that we can actually, hold our own against this team.
Yeah, and he got Herrera, Anders Herrera. We bought him from Spain. He bought him from Bilbao. Was it Bilbao he bought him from? He was a good servant for us, really loyal player, loved the club. We got rid of him, I think, a bit too early. I think he still had a lot more to give, especially considering what we need as a centre midfielder now. But he's been playing a lot under Poch, I've noticed. And so it'll be a welcome back for Herrera and Di Maria as well. But remember the last time I think someone clattered him, and when we played PSG, what I think is Ashley Cole maybe clattered him and took him into the boardings when we played him at Old Trafford, and he got a big cheer for that. Yeah, so it's going to be a really, really interesting game. I think it's got to be the game of the round so far. There's a lot of other teams getting a bye. I'm hearing already on the radio they're saying that English teams, 3 out of the 4 English teams, got a good draw. I mean, Liverpool got Salzburg; they should get through that. So yeah, people are already writing us off. But like you say, there's a long period to go before February, before we actually play them, and by then we might be a whole new different monster, which I really expect, and I'm sure you guys in the comments expect too. The way we're going, I mean, we've got to just think about it. I was saying 6 weeks. Everyone's saying 6 weeks to 2 months to get our playing form up to scratch, and to everyone get on board with Ralph, and then we'll see. Then we'll see what happens. Do you think? TalkMU, do you think that we're adapting? You obviously are watching every game and doing commentary on the games. Do you see any sort of progress, and what do you see us being like in 2 months' time?
Yeah, I can definitely listen. There's no doubt about the progress. We can see that. There's no two ways about it. There's more, how should we say? There's definitely more concentration, more cohesion amongst the squad in the way that we're playing. The defense, I would say, we've had better defensive displays than we have the attacking displays, turning the ball over, transition, that kind of stuff. But so from that point of view, I'm seeing a much bigger improvement. So I think over the next 2 months, until we get to that stage, like you say, some players will go, some players will come in. If we do get some new faces in that midfield, because for me, I'm sure you'll agree, and everybody else maybe agree, that that's still, for me, a problem that Ralph himself is now having to try and juggle and work out, is that imbalance in that midfield. It's okay having Scott and Fred in there, but the pair of them, they work hard and they run around and they do their bit. But when you have to control a game and stop that midfield domination from the opponent, it can be hard. If you're just going to continually just say, okay, then we're going to let you come into certain areas, and then we're just going to close you down and just try and get in your faces, but not actually try and win the ball in good shape so that we can transition, then it's easier for the opposition to take risks. You know what I mean? They can go in and take risks because they know that, all right, you can do that. But then all you're going to do then is you're going to end up, no doubt, give the ball away, a bad pass, or you're going to try and run the ball forward with players that aren't really that great at doing that. And we can easily get the ball back. And we've seen that time and time again in games gone even under Ralph Rangnick. And again, that's not his, it's not his fault, is it? He can only work with the players that he's got. So, like I say, if we do get in, some of the, so what's his name? Is it Hadara?
Yeah, the midfielder from Red Bull.
So, if we get players like that, then I think by that time he can quickly get them turned around and get us at it. But I just want to draw your attention to quickly the PSG's results. So they beat Club Brugge 4-1 on the 7th of December. Then they got beat off Man City 2-1. Then they drew 2-2 with Leipzig. And then in the next game against Leipzig, they only just beat them 3-2. Then they beat Manchester City 2-0, but then they drew 1-1 with Club Brugge. I mean, you beat Club Brugge 4-1, but then, before that, I think that was the 15th September, they drew 1-1.
Yeah.
So
they're conceding goals as well. And Club Brugge, they've got a lot of young players, but they're not the best team in Europe, are they?
No.
And just going back, so Christmas tree with Vaughan, because obviously I want to say this. He's highlighting Hakimi. He's one of the best right backs in the world. They bought him from Inter. He was well sought after, and he's just brilliant. He raids forwards. He's quick. He's got good delivery. A bit like a Trent sort of player, you know. But everyone rates him highly. So obviously that will be the threat, maybe coming wide. You know, with the fullbacks, and he's a bit concerned, saying that our formation, we're too narrow with the 4-2-2-2. But what we did see a bit of flexibility at the weekend when he dropped it back. He dropped left one up front and brought Greenwood and Rashford back left and right midfield to sort of cover the raid in Norwich City. I know it's a big difference, but it does show that he's not so rigid with his style, and he can make adaptations to different teams. You know, so hopefully we can start to be flexible with our systems and play different systems for different games, or change it in game, which he did against.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, if you look at us during in game, when we're in a defense, we have to sort of drop to a defensive shape. It looks. There were times in the. What was the game before the Norwich game? Was it Palace?
Yeah, we played Palace prior to that. But we did play. Obviously, we were talking about the young boys as well, but that wasn't our. That was like a B team.
Actually, I think it might have been. Actually, I think it was the actual the Norwich game. Now my memory's waking up.
It's too early.
At times we looked. Yeah, we looked at times like a 4-1-4-1, and then at times going to a 4-4-2. But it's brief. You see these brief changes in shape, you know, and I think that's one of the things that Ralph obviously has to get into their mindset is, okay, when we are, because of this narrowness, you know, because obviously if you then push the two, you know, Sancho and Bruno out, then there's a huge hole in the middle. Then you have to have your forwards then trying to drop back to try and cover that space, and then your two number sixes coming up to close the spaces, so you've got a tighter unit. But then again, there's problems with it. So in him trying to get us to drop when we do drop back, to change our shape like that quickly, but then quickly once we get the ball, whoosh back out, you know, into more attacking shape. Then I don't see it being a problem. I don't see
totally. So, guys, I think there's 9 people watching right now. Anyone, like I say, if you tune in, press the like button straight away before you even like turn up the volume or anything like that, and make sure you press the alarm bell as well for notifications, because this was like we knew we were going to be doing this show, for example, once the draw was dropped. But here we are. So just press the notification. So anything else that happens throughout the day, you can be notified straight away that Man United Agenda are covering it on the point. And just to add as well, 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing a draw for a Bruno Fernandes shirt for you guys. Hopefully you guys will win it and not solo like last time. But it's a fair draw. So it could be Talk MU, could be myself. But hopefully it's one of you guys for all the contributions you've been giving us as subscribers to the Man United Agenda, and we're really grateful. So just finally, really happy about the draw. I'm excited. Forget about the scandal or the messing up the draw. We won't mess up our draw with the Bruno Fernandes shirt, that's for sure. But I'm really happy about it, because what it does, it gives us some sort of vision. We know what we're going to be facing, and even though it's 2 months away or whatever, we know in 2 months' time we got to prep for this game. You know, it's the unknown that we're not sure about. We know our fixtures for the Premiership, what's happening next, like Brentford next, and whoever we're playing after that. So we can prep. And by the time we get to Paris, I think we'll be so experienced, so in this new system, so relaxed, so comfortable playing the system. And we will also be playing against top sides as well. We're in the Prem weekly. The standards are, we always have to be on point. If you look at it, we played Palace, we played Norwich, and it shows you what a great league it is, because we won 1-0, but they were tough games. Whereas people might say Paris sometimes can take their foot off the gas, you know, and then suddenly have to turn it up. And this is where I think they mess up. If they were playing in a Super League or a top league all the time, their standards would be high consistently. So yesterday they beat their second place, Monaco, traditionally with Lille and Lyon. They're like the top 4 teams. They beat them 2-0 quite comfortably, you know. So they can think, we've got Monaco. They're supposed to be the best team in our league, or one of the best teams, but we can take our foot on the gas and cruise past them. It won't be happening like that against Manchester United, I can assure you that. I don't know what you guys think in the comments. Are you more confident now after really sort of letting that settle in your minds about Paris? Are we really scared of their front three that don't work back? You know, especially when we're probing and the way we're pressing like that. We're doing exactly opposite what they do. What do you guys think, Rice?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to quickly just draw your attention. Sorry, to there's a lot of people in the chat who are kind of like talking about this being botched, this draw. So what? Let me just ask everybody as well as on you on Monday is do you see a real possibility that this could be redrawn, or do you think that would be too embarrassing for UEFA?
I do think it'd be embarrassing. Straight away, I'm thinking, look, they made a mistake. How there should be a system in place that should show we can't get English sides and we can't get sides that are in your group already. And so for us to withdraw Villarreal, maybe they got us caught up with the other Manchester club. I don't know how it works, but let's just be happy with what we've got because it's the Champions League. We would have to play Paris eventually. We'd have to play Liverpool, Man City, one of these sides. Eventually, we'd have to play them. So why not play them now? You know, and if we act like this, it's act like, oh no, we're upset. Let's just take it on the chin. If that's how it is, the best thing to do, the best response is to go out there, slap them out of the competition, and then put our mark on it and say, yeah. Because I think the odds, as soon as these draws get done, I already have heard the odds. The odds are saying that, oh, we've dropped in the odds now. I mean, we've gone up in the odds now, saying, oh, we've got less chance of winning it based on this draw. So as Man United, we should take that as an insult that UEFA messed up the draw, take it as an insult that people don't think we can get through, and let's go out there, guys, and really put it on them.
Yeah, underdogs. I'm happy to be the underdog, no problem. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then yeah. I mean, just want to draw your attention quickly, Bondo, before we start thinking about wrapping it up. Is so we got Matata United. Welcome to the stream. He says the reality is we don't want to accept that we don't have good players, and to back what he's saying up there, he says the only good players that are obviously De Gea, Ronaldo, Bruno, Cavani, and Donny. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
No, I disagree.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not too
players,
sure about that.
Look, they've got the best players, but they're not winning. They couldn't beat Bruges. They drew with Red Bull, and they couldn't beat Man City. It's about team. It's about this. Is what we got to understand. Everyone's asking, what has Ralph won? Not Man United fans, obviously, but other fans. What has he won? He hasn't won the Champions League. Everything else. It's not about that. He's won as in getting formations together, getting systems together, and building a team. That's the most important thing here, not individual players. We could have. This is why the FA Cup 4th round in January is so exciting because teams on their day can outperform teams in the higher league, you know. And so I'm not concerned about that at all. And welcome to Nesdon. He says PSG are one of the best team in the world, but I feel like it's easier to beat them than Man City and Liverpool. Yeah, I agree because the other two are good teams. Have good teams, you know. They play well as a team, not as individuals. And yeah, it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it, seeing Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi high up the pitch, walking and strolling, not getting back, and expecting too much of their teammates. And it's only going to end in disaster, in my opinion, because how long will your teammates put up with that? What's stopping the midfielder who's doing all the donkey work, saying to them, "What the hell are you doing?" It's just going to cause a problem. So, and we've seen it week in, week out. If you I watched the French league. I watched the game yesterday. Same thing applies. You know, they sit up there and just want balls and just to finish their dinner, but really they're not prepared to put the donkey work in and help out their teammates. Even though, I mean, Ken Beppe, the centre back, I rate him highly. The Brazilian, what's his name? Guys who told me the Brazilian centre back, sort of stroke defensive midfielder. He's quality, you know. And obviously Hakimi and guys like that. They've got good core of players, but can they play as a team? And I don't think they're united, as in Manchester United. Not like that at all.
Yeah, and also, Andre, do you remember we heard it from, was it Pep who was talking about Messi, when people were saying about Messi, he just walks about, he doesn't sort of put the effort in, and then to sort of back him up, Pep was saying about, oh yeah, but he does that for the first sort of, what was it, like 20 minutes or so of a game, so that he can read the game and he doesn't need to run about. It's like, yeah, okay, we understand what you're coming through with that, Pep, but however, if you're coming up against a team that have got some, pretty deep, like in Bruno especially, for us, clever players who are going to say, okay, then well, I'm going to challenge you then to come with me into this space. If you don't, I'm going to challenge you to use your energy. And if you don't, then I'm going to have time on the ball, which is going to ultimately have somebody else have to come out and draw. Bruno can draw players out. If they're not willing to do the work, other players will have to do that. But then again, if, like you say, with what we've got up front, boom, I think we can getting in around them and even getting behind them quite easily.
Yeah, totally. I really agree with you. I mean, it's the Champions League is what they need. They want that desperately, don't they? So they're going to have to be on it and not overlook us like we're some sort of mugs. We're not no mugs. We are on the rise, and by the like I say, by the time we get round to playing them, I'm sure we'll be a lot more improved and beating teams 4-5-0, which I expect us to do based on the chances that we created at the moment and what we should be putting away. I think once it all clicks, we will be beating teams a lot more heavier than we are at the moment. And by the time we play Paris, it's going to be a great game. And I can't wait to, I really can't wait. This is what football's all about, playing big games like this in big competitions and being sort of underdogs. It's good in a way to be underdogs, because we can prove a point because we've got younger players and people, like we said, the comment earlier saying we don't have the players compared to them. But like I say, it's all about cohesion and playing as a team. And that's exactly what Ralph wants us to do.
Yeah, hard work as well. Hard work. Work hard. And I think as we see as a team now, look, the last game it didn't go quite according to plan and how we expected it to. But like we say, there are a lot of positives that we can take out of it. And once we start to move the ball quicker in, say, hyphen transition, when we do close down and press and we transition, I think that especially against teams like PSG, I think that's where we can really hurt them.
I think hurt them doubly because, like you say, other teams, we played Crystal Palace and Norwich. They've kind of sat back and been really worked overtime to sort of avoid getting whooped. I think when you got 3 players, you're playing against 7 guys on the pitch in the end because Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, they're just going to be drifting up front. They're not going to be helping out the cause unless something changes overnight and they get an attitude adjustment. I'm not concerned. I think it can really hurt them based on what we're showing at the moment. So any team we come against, everyone has to be on board to prevent us from overrunning them and camping them in their half and pressing them. If you got lazy players out there, you're going to get stung badly. So that's a warning to all your PSG fans and players and everything else. Don't play with us because the team, if you're not on it and you're not putting the work in against a hard-working team like we will be by the time it comes around to February, then you're going to get hurt. You're going to get spanked and knocked out of the competition. And I say that with confidence.
And the pace as well. Our pace can really hurt them.
You dare push up against us when we can play in behind. You dare, try to sort of think that you can just like bully us or whatever. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Ralph is on this. Ralph be already getting his tactical data guy, his video data guy, his sports psychologist. All these guys will be prepping for something big like this. And by the time it comes around, we're going to be prepared. The guys will know exactly what they need to do. So totally. So just to clarify, we've got PSG. We're playing them at home first, and then we're playing them. We're playing at their ground first, which is pretty good. We can go there and hopefully get a good result. And then we bring them to Old Trafford. And this is the first knockout stage of the Champions League. Just want to say to everyone, we've got 13 people watching now. Thank you so much. If you are watching, hit the like button now. Come on. Press. Like a Man United Ralph pressed. Let's do that. Let's press that button, press the notification button and the alarm button as well. So you know when we're coming in. And don't forget about the Bruno Fernandes shirt. We'll be back tonight. Player ratings, 7 o'clock, is that right?
The Norwich game, player ratings.
Okay, 7 o'clock players rating with MAISEY and TalkMU. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to be we're playing Brentford tomorrow. And don't forget Man United's agenda. We will be down at Brentford to cover the game and do interviews and everything else. So make sure you tune in. We're doing a preview show tonight. And if you didn't watch it last night, there's a show we did. We were a great Brentford fan. There's also a journalist I did last night. And if you want some insight to Brentford and how they're doing this season and what to be wary of, go and tune into that as well. So as for us, we're out. Thank you, TalkMU. Hope you have a great day, TalkMU, and hope everyone else in the comments has a great day. Anything you want to say to the people, TalkMU, before we're out?
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for coming and joining us. We see regular names, new names. If you are new, please do hit that subscribe button. It does help the channel and helps us going forward. And we do appreciate everybody's support. And all legends.
What about the frowning, the worrying about the draw? What would you say to them?
No, just stay united, stay calm because we've got this. We've got it. We're going to beat them.
What a great way to end. And we're out, guys. God bless you. Have a lovely day. Let's go United.